Good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. This is the Northampton Township Board of Supervisors meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. After the Pledge of Allegiance, I'll move to Supervisor Gasper who has a few words regarding the moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before the moment of silence, Supervisor Gasper, you have a few words.
Okay, I wanted to honor Tom Yeagle, who passed away on June 27. He was 79. I want to give all our deepest condolences, to the family and friends of Tom. He was a proud United States Army veteran, and he served in Vietnam, and he was a devoted husband of 56 years to his wife Ann, a loving father, and a cherished pop-up. His greatest joy was his family, and he had the Richborough Swim Club and the Valley of Fear, and they were more than just businesses to Tom. It was a place where families gathered and friendships flourished. And his legacy will live on through many lives he influenced and the lasting impact he made throughout Northampton Township and beyond.
Let's keep him and his family in our thoughts during the moment of silence, please. Thank you. We're going to begin with two special presentations. The first, I see Senator Farry and Representative Marcel here. So if we could step down into the well of the room, please. For you. Thank you.
So one of the great things we get to do as state elected officials is take some of our very specific state-funded programs and advocate to bring some of that money back to our local communities. I have to say, of the 14 municipalities that I represent, Northampton is certainly one of the most aggressive, meant in a very positive way, in seeking funding sources. So both the board as well as the administration deserve significant recognition for this. These projects were supported by myself and Representative Marcel. Representative Hogan, who has a portion of Northampton, also supported these funding projects. So I'll start with the smaller check, by the way. Do you want to say any words before I jump into it, Representative Marcel?
I just wanted to compliment Northampton on trying to take advantage of the opportunities that we have available for LSA funding and different buckets of money so that we can ensure that we're bringing some of these dollars to our community and helping to lower, obviously, your budgets and, from a tax perspective, lowering some of the tax bills that we have. So I just wanted to mention that and just say thank you for the partnership. Thank you, Senator Farry.
So the first check, which I said it's the smaller one, is for $364,027. So if that's the smaller one, that's a pretty good day. It is from the Small Water and Sewer Fund through DCED. The project was the Tanner Estate Basin retrofit. It implemented critical improvements to the Tanner Estate Syracuse Lane South Basin, located on Hatboro Road and Syracuse Lane in Northampton Township. It's essential for enhancing stormwater management and improving water quality within the Neshaminy Creek watershed. The planned retrofits included bioretention cells, native plantings, and sediment traps that will reduce sediment runoff and protect an impaired tributary. The goals align with the regional environmental goals and those terrible MS4 permits that all of our municipalities have to deal with. So we'll hand this one off to you guys, whoever wants to hold that. Now, and I think there's slides representing this check. This check in total represents the funding of 4 different pedestrian safety projects. They're funded through 2 different sources. The check is for $2,010,171. The first project was $334,000+, and that is the Village of Richboro pedestrian lighting. It's adding pedestrian lighting to the Village of Richboro along 2nd Street Pike from Bustleton to Newtown Richboro Road. And again, it's to make the community, to make it safer. That was funded from a DCED multimodal transport funding grant. The next 3 are funded by our LSA grant program, which is funded by Internet Gaming. First one is $159,000, which is pedestrian crossing enhancements to 4 pedestrian crossings within the township. They're all high priority because they're near your elementary and middle schools. Installing high visibility crosswalks, ADA compliant curb ramps, and advanced signage and pavement markings at the intersections of New Road and Norton Drive, New Road and Jennifer Lane, Middle Holland Road and Liberty Drive, and East Holland Road and Grant Drive. The second LSA funded project was for the Rock Trail Way. That is Northampton Township's intent to use LSA funds to construct a 900-foot-long multi-use trail along Route 332 from Rockway to St. Leonard's Road, including the installation of split rail, safety fences, stormwater management, signage and pavement markings, and a pedestrian gate. It'll provide connectivity from the residential area south of 332 to Tyler State Park. And then the third one, which is $1.1 million, is for assistance to fund the Richboro sidewalk project. So all totaled, you're trying to make your community safer for pedestrians, create greater access to recreational activities, make it safer around your schools, which is so important. It's not that often we hand out a 7-figure check, which is the culmination of the work on these projects, but I appreciate your leadership and working hard to ensure the residents of your community have the access to those recreational projects in a very safe way. So the walkability stuff is so important, biking and the like, and you're certainly doing that. So we have this $2 million check to present to you. So thank you for your support in this and the great work of your team.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. Thank you. They're yours.
Did you go with Bob?
Yeah.
Don't go too far. Everybody, we got one more. Just so I picked up on the feed. We have a second. Let's turn it over to Supervisor Lombardo. Just
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, we have a proclamation here. You want to come on up? Okay. We have a proclamation to designate the July as the Parks and Rec Month. So that is very good and very apropos to do that. So let me read here. Whereas Parks and Rec is an integral part of the communities throughout this county, including Northampton Township, Bucks County, and whereas Parks and Recreation promotes health and wellness, improving the physical and mental health of people who live near the parks, and whereas Parks and Rec develops special events such as summer concerts, which we're having one this Thursday, trips and festivals bring the community together. And whereas Parks and Rec promotes time spent in nature, which positively impacts the mental health by increasing cognitive performance and well-being, alleviating illness such as depression, attention deficit disorder, and Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is very serious. And whereas Parks and Rec encourages physical activities by providing space for popular sports, walking trails, swimming pool, fitness classes for all ages, and many other activities designed to promote active lifestyles. And whereas Parks and Rec develops programs and education activities such as certified preschool, which is going very well, out-of-school time programming, summer camps, youth sports, and environmental education that are critical to childhood development. And whereas Parks and Recreation provides playgrounds accessible to children of all abilities where everyone can play. And whereas now the Board of Supervisors values the essential services of the park and recreational professionals and volunteers performed to provide recreational development enrichment to our children, our youth and adults and older adults, and to ensure our parks and recreational spaces are clean, safe, inclusive, and welcoming and ready for use by all. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Northampton Township Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim that July is recognized as Parks and Recreation Month in Northampton Township. And here, on behalf of Parks and Rec, is Derek, who is going to accept the proclamation.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Just wanted a quick few words there on behalf of all of us from that giant Parks and Rec world that Joe just mentioned, our township staff, the senior center, rec center, all of us at the swim club, summer camp, preschool, and everywhere else in between. It's a pleasure serving the community the way that we do. So we just appreciate the board's support and recognition. So thank you.
Thank you, Derek.
There are two opportunities for public comment this evening. The first is as to agenda items only. Do we have any? I see an indication we do not. Okay. We will move on to consent items. We have approval of the minutes June 24, 2026, accounts payable July 8 and July 22, 2026. We have consideration of Resolution R26-12, authorizing execution of Jacksonville Road and Almshouse Road Roundabout project. Supervisor Rose?
Yes. As a requirement for the construction of the roundabout at Jacksonville and Almshouse roads, PennDOT requires the township to execute two maintenance agreements for certain parts of the structure, including the roundabout itself and the associated stormwater management system. The township responsibilities are routine and include maintenance of landscaping, sidewalks, signs, pavement markings, lighting, biannual mowing of vegetated areas, and removal of sediment, trash, and debris that could block flow in the stormwater management system. These maintenance responsibilities are similar to those required by PennDOT for traffic control devices like traffic signals. A roundabout is considered a traffic control device. We believe that the annual maintenance cost to the township for the roundabout will be less than the cost of maintaining the traffic signal, since there's no electronics equipment requiring regular inspection, software upgrades, or replacement. Now, the current project schedule has a bid opening in mid-December with utility relocation work in 2027 and the roundabout road work construction in 2028. And that's what we have.
All right, next, we have consideration of Resolution R26-13, authorizing submission of grant application to Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for installation of a traffic signal at East Holland and Holland Roads. Supervisor Rose?
Yes. One second. Okay. Oh, thank you. Based on safety concerns voiced by residents regarding the intersection of East Holland Road and Holland Road, the administration directed Bowen, the township's engineer, and the Northampton Township Police Department's Quality of Life Unit to evaluate this intersection for possible safety improvements. After completing turning movement counts, reviewing traffic accident data from police records, and performing a traffic signal warrant analysis, it is the recommendation of the administration that a new traffic signal is warranted at this intersection. The administration also recommends the township submit a grant request to the Pennsylvania Commonwealth Financing Authority Multimodal Transportation Fund program to fund this project. The total proposed cost estimate to install a traffic signal at this location is $443,875. For this grant round, the township can request a waiver for the 30% match, $133,162.50, as required by the grant. However, it is recommended that the township fund engineering, permitting, and bidding in the amount of $29,500 for the proposed traffic signal should the project receive grant funding. The total grant request is $414,375. With that, I move to adopt Resolution R26-13, authorizing a grant application with the Pennsylvania Commonwealth Financing Authority Multimodal Transportation Fund program to construct a new traffic signal at the intersection of East Holland Road and Holland Road, and to authorize the township manager and assistant township manager to execute all documents and agreements required by the grant program.
So as these were consent items, I'll hear a motion to approve all consent items.
I'll second that.
I need the motion, please.
Oh,
Do I hear a second?
I'll hear a second.
Any comment on any of the consent items?
I think both of them are good.
Yes.
It's all good.
Yeah,
It's a dangerous intersection.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
All right, as to all consent items, those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next, I'd like to open a public hearing on consideration of an ordinance establishing regulations for electronically motorized devices, acronym EMDs. So I'll move to open that hearing, or actually, I will open the hearing, and I'll turn to Supervisor Gasper.
Okay, I wanted to talk and propose an ordinance for electronic motorized devices, EMDs. The ordinance can be found on the website, Northampton Township website, if people want details. The township has experienced an increase in the number of electronically motorized devices, which include e-bikes, e-scooters, electric motorcycles, and Segways on its streets, sidewalks, and trail system, and in the public and private parking lots used by other motor vehicles. Excuse me. The operators of these devices are often minors, and in many cases are not wearing helmets or other protective gear. There have also been several accidents involving electronically motorized devices, and the police department receives numerous complaints about EMDs being operated recklessly in shopping center parking lots and on township streets. There are state statutes regulating the operation of EMDs on public streets. However, these regulations do not apply to township parks, open spaces, paved and unpaved trails, sidewalks, and parking lots open to motor vehicle traffic. This attached draft ordinance, if adopted, would prohibit the use of EMDs in all township parks, open spaces, trails, sidewalks, and parking lots open to motor vehicle traffic by any person under the age of 16 years old. The ordinance would require any person operating an EMD in the township to wear an approved helmet that meets U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission standards. They must yield to pedestrians and operate EMDs in accordance with state motor vehicle regulations. The ordinance will be enforced by the Township Police Department. Based on the potential dangers to the public, the local businesses, and the EMD operators, the Township Administration recommends the Board consider adopting an ordinance to add regulations for EMDs to our Township Code. Okay, this ordinance was properly advertised and posted on the Township website. And now, Mr. Chairman, may I make a motion?
If you would, please, before we make the motion, as it's a public hearing, I'll ask, is anyone in the gallery here to speak on this, or does anyone have any comments on this ordinance? I see no response. Yes, please.
Okay, I move for approval of an ordinance amending the Township Code in Chapter 15, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, by adding a Part 13 to include regulations for the use of electronically motorized devices in the township.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any comment? Supervisor Gasper?
Like I said, this can be found, all the specifications for what's prohibited and what's not, it can be found on the website, on the township website.
Supervisor Lombardo, any comment?
I think this will make us consistent now with the state statutes. I think it'll help our police force to enforce this and keep the township safe and hopefully keep all kids safe, because we've had some serious accidents, and we just have to do something.
Supervisor Moore, any comment?
Yeah, and I think it's a very good ordinance. I think what we need to do as a community, we need to get the word out to parents and to children about the safe operation of these vehicles. I mean, too often you see children driving the wrong direction without helmets, 2 or 3 kids on the same bike. It's very, very dangerous. And I think this at least sets the basic rules for how these things should be operated. Also puts age restrictions on them. I mean, I have a lot of young grandkids, things like that, but you can't have a 5-year-old zipping down 2nd Street Pike on an e-bike. It's just not safe. So by having these rules in place, it gives the police opportunity to, enforce them. But more importantly, I think the parents and the community need to reinforce it with their children, and parents, everybody's aware of these things, because they are very dangerous. I mean, it can be a lot of fun, but at the same time, we have to be aware with the right way of using them. So I fully support it.
Supervisor Rose, any comment?
I totally agree with Supervisor Moore, and I think it also protects the people who are just walking down the street, because I know over in Village Shires, some of the kids get pretty aggressive, and I've had a couple people almost get hit by bikes over there, and we're getting more and more kids having accidents. I think as a mother, as a supervisor, I am very strongly support this.
Okay, I just wanted to add something also.
Sure.
It is the parents, I believe, and I'm sure of it, and there will be fines given. I think parents need to monitor their kids more than they do on the road with the e-bikes. And that's all.
So I find myself being a broken record. How often do I say up here, this is a safety issue, but that is our number one job and priority, and this above many other regulations that have been implemented is a true safety issue. I can't imagine anyone has been immune from seeing kids doing something on the road on these things where you say, my God, now I won't allow my children to have them. I'm not here to tell people what they should or shouldn't do with their own children, but there have to be limits. And as in a former life, a vehicular homicide prosecutor in this county for many years, thank God before these things existed, I saw a lot of dead children. And the fact that many of those instances were accidents, non-prosecutable, didn't bring the dead child back, didn't make the driver feel any better. So this to me is a no-brainer. I'm very pleased to see that it was not controversial at this stage. I fear it may become somewhat controversial as it's enforced, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think it's absolutely a necessary ordinance, and we're fulfilling our duties by passing it. So with that, all those in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. I'll close the public hearing. We have no unfinished business this evening. I'll move to new business. The first matter is consideration of a lot line change at Vetsman and Linen, LL 26-1 in Columbia Circle. Supervisor Moore?
Yeah, this is actually a very, very minor lot line change. It's two neighbors, friendly neighbors that have apparently a fence that was put on somebody's wrong property, so they need to correct it by moving the lot line. There's no change in the square footage of either lot. They're just swapping some square footage for the other, so to even trade. So if I could, I'd make a motion to
Please.
approve it. I move for approval of the Vetsman Linen lot line change, LL 26-1, subject to compliance with the Township Engineer's Review Letter dated May 13, 2026, and a recording of the new record plan and deeds for the subject properties.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Any comment?
No, I think it's just something that should be done, and I think two neighbors came together and said, listen, this is what we need to do, and they're doing it, so that's good.
Supervisor Rose, any comment?
I agree.
Any comments, Supervisor Gasper?
I agree.
Supervisor Lombardo?
Easier to move the lot line than move the fence. Yep.
Or the neighbor?
Or the neighbors.
All those, no comment from me. All those in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Are you the neighbors?
Next, we have the final plan of land development for
Yeah.
Holland Middle School, SLD 26-2 East. Supervisor Moore.
Sure, if I could have the applicant please identify themselves.
Sure. My name is Terry DeGroot with Terraform Engineering. I'm here representing Council Rock School District, and with me is Jessica Binda, who's the Building and Grounds Supervisor.
Sure. Okay, so the applicants here tonight, they have, this is where Holland Middle School and Hillcrest Elementary School are located. Basically, it's 68 acres of land. They're proposing to make an addition of 10,072 square feet as a new space there. And as a result of that, they would also add some sidewalk and another walkway. Maybe you could just spend a few minutes just explaining the purpose of the building and the structure, things like that.
Sure. Well, obviously, the purpose of the building is to educate middle school kids.
Sure.
And the district needs a little more space to accommodate students in this area of the district. We obviously have Newtown Middle School as well, but instead of hauling kids over there, they'd like to keep them in the area where they live. So the 6 classrooms will help them do that. Additionally, because of the topography of the site on the back of the building, it does slope down significantly. We're going to have some storage space for general district use as well as use specifically at Holland. So that would be non-educational space, but it's kind of bonus space
Good.
that we're getting underneath there. So, yeah, not a lot of change. There will be an increase in students, of course, to fill those rooms. But we're talking about, depending on actual growth, but, maybe 25, 50 kids a year until they get that capacity, to the capacity of 1,100 students.
Okay, very good. So as with prior school district projects, the township has an agreement where we basically waive the park and recreation fee for the school district being part of one of the public entities. We also lower the park and rec fee to 70% of the applicable fee as opposed to 100% of the fee. We've done that for about 10 years now. So what I'd like to do is make a motion, if I could, for this. So this is a land development. I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors a preliminary final approval of the Holland Middle School land development, SL 26-2, subject to compliance with the Gilmore Review Letter dated July 2nd, 2026, and the Bowman Review Letter dated July 2nd, 2026. It is also recommended that the requested waivers be granted. Approval is also subject to the following conditions, which I'll read. The requirement for the park and recreation fee has been waived. Payment of 70% of the permit fee is required. Approval of the municipal authority is required. The applicant shall enter into a land development escrow agreement in a form acceptable to the township solicitor and engineer. This shall include a stormwater management, maintenance, and operations agreement. An approval from any outside agency having jurisdiction shall also be required, including but not limited to PennDOT, the Conservation District. Further, approval was granted for submission of any documents that may be required as part of the sewage facilities planning process. Did you agree to those terms and conditions?
We do. Thank you very
Good,
much.
okay.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Any comment?
No, I highly support this. I think full disclosure, I have 3 grandkids going to Hillcrest, and I've actually taught in Holland Middle School, so I'm very familiar with the teachers there, things like that. It's a wonderful program we run there, and it's a wonderful facility, and the fact that you're adding and making improvements to it, I'm very pleased by that. And, very proud of the schools that we have within our district. I mean, all the elementary schools, the middle schools, and, it's very good. So I definitely support this project.
Any comment?
It sounds like a good idea.
Any
No
comment?
comment.
No comment.
Nothing for me. Those in favor saying aye?
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll consider authorization to advertise an ordinance setting fees and charges for collection of delinquent real estate taxes. Supervisor Lombardo.
Thank you, Bob. This is a good thing. The Bucks County Tax Claim Bureau has advised that it's changing its process and payment to municipalities for the collection of delinquent real estate taxes and requests that the governing body of each municipality, including Northampton Township, adopt an ordinance to affirm its desires to use the new collection method that they will be using. Under the current delinquent tax, real estate tax collection process, the county tax bureau collects 100% of the delinquent tax bills, including interest and penalties, and then returns 95% to us, to the municipality. The new method is going to charge 105% of the face value plus interest and penalties on the delinquent tax bills, and then will return 100% to Northampton Township or the municipality. This new collection method relieves taxpayers not delinquent on payment of the real estate taxes from the cost of collecting delinquent payments. Now, the ordinance as proposed here, as being proposed, will amend our Township Code ordinance and add a Part 5 to Chapter 24 entitled Taxation Special. The amendment will appoint the Bucks County Tax Bureau as an alternate collector and establish the fee charged for collection of delinquent taxes at 5% of face value, interest and penalty of the delinquent tax bill. The nice thing is we have to have this ordinance because this ordinance makes us opt in, because it's an opt-in situation. So by accepting this ordinance, we will opt in at the new collection rate and get 100% of the delinquent tax payment. If we do not accept this ordinance, it will then kind of revert to an opt-out, meaning that we will be on the old method. They will still do it, but they'll collect delinquent taxes, real estate taxes, on the old method and only remit to us 95%. I just can't see us giving away 5%. So I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move to authorize advertising an ordinance to amend the Code of Ordinances at Chapter 24 by adding a new Part 5, appointing the Bucks County Tax Claim Bureau as alternate tax collector and establishing fees, interest, and charges for collection of delinquent real estate taxes.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Any comment?
This is something, I come from a commercial finance background. This is something that happens in commercial business where you, depending on how many days late, it goes to a collection bureau and they return the fund. This should have happened a long time ago, so I can't imagine us giving up 5% all these years. I'm glad we're getting it back now.
It's definitely a no-brainer. We don't want to lose money.
Any comment?
No, I support it. That's all good.
Nothing for me. Those in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. And finally, among new business, we have consideration for bids for pavement marking Supervisor roads.
Yes, we received 3 bids using the pen bid system for the 2026 pavement marking on various roadways throughout the township. We're going to go with Traffic Lines Incorporated, $39,490, the base bid, and the alternate was $30,427, for a total of $69,917. Pavement markings, I know it seems like pavement markings are not just basic paint. They are highly engineered chemical compounds designed to withstand traffic wear, harsh weather, and heavy UV exposure. While specific recipes vary by material type, almost all pavement markings are made by a combination of 4 core components: binder or resin, pigment, fillers, and glass beads. So with that, the $69,917 is our best price. I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move to award a bid to Traffic Lines of Farmingdale, New Jersey, to install pavement markings for the base bid amount of $39,490 and the bid alternate amount of $30,427 for the total amount of $69,917, as outlined in the bid documents and specifications.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Any comment?
No, it's all good.
Yeah, Sam, all good.
All good.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Nothing from me. Those in favor saying aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. We will move on to liaison reports. Supervisor Rose.
Yes. Public Works. An overview of our Public Works activities for the month of July. The road crew completed cart path upgrades at Northampton Valley Country Club, continued inlet repairs and base repairs ahead of the 2026 paving program in the coming weeks, and widened and repaved a municipal park walkway. In the parks, we've supported Thursday night concerts, the Veterans Advisory Commission's Flags for Forgotten Veterans display, Park and Rec Summer Camp Carnival Day, and the Wall of Honor ceremony. And in mechanics, we have performed major maintenance and repairs on tractors and mowers and assisted the fire department with battery replacements on equipment. Also, we had the Wall of Honor ceremony last week, it turned out so beautiful. It is truly an honor to give this to Martin Wade. He is a devoted husband, father, grandfather, veteran, engineer, coach, mentor, volunteer, and friend. And his name will now forever be part of the Northampton Township Wall of Honor. Those who know Marty understand that he has never worked for recognition. He simply believed that if something needed to be done, you rolled up your sleeves and got to work. Marty has been on the board for so many years, and in 1987, former supervisor George Komolowski recognized something special in Marty and encouraged him to join the Northampton Township Parks and Rec Board. It was one of the best recommendations our township ever received. Marty's vision helped shape many of the places that families throughout Northampton Township enjoy today. He played a key role in the development of Big Meadow Park, the acquisition and construction of Municipal Park, improvements to athletic fields and courts, the expansion of recreational program, and the creation of partnerships that provided more opportunities for residents while always being mindful of taxpayer dollars. And long after last week's ceremony has ended, his impact will continue to be felt by generations who may never know his name, but will benefit from everything he helped create. So, congratulations to Marty Wade. I would also, the last thing I'd like to talk about is we have a phenomenal young woman who goes to Holland Middle School. She received the Certificate of Distinguished Achievement from the American Legion School Award in further recognition of the possession of those high quality of courage, honor, leadership, patriotism, scholarship, and service, which are necessary to the preservation and protection of the fundamental institutions of our government and the advancement of society. Congratulations, Harmony Swan. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
Supervisor Gasper?
Okay, I wanted to talk about the library board. The library is celebrating, of course, the United States of America's 250th birthday, and the exhibit at the library is one of the only 4 libraries in Pennsylvania to host the American Revolution Traveling exhibit. Okay, it's sponsored by Washington's Crossing chapter of Daughters of the American Revolution. So it's going on. It started yesterday, and there is programs throughout the July and August. This Saturday, July 25, is Northampton Township through film. Monday, August 3rd, is a program about the Bucks County covered bridges. And Saturday, August 29, is a program about the Battle of Crooked Billet. And then, of course, remember to check out the library at freelibrarynt-org. There's lots to see. I also wanted to talk again about, and the veteran that passed, Tom Yeagle. The Board of Supervisors wants to give a deep, I said that, okay, I wanted to speak about the VAC. The Veterans Advisory Commission also wants to discuss Tom Yeagle. He was a founding member of the Veterans Advisory Commission, and with his dedication and leadership, he helped shape what it is today. He served our nation in the Army during the Vietnam War, and he had great pride and carried the values of duty, honor, and patriotism everywhere throughout his life. For many years, Tom was the chairperson of the Veterans Advisory Commission, but he was a driving force behind our fundraiser, a lot of our fundraisers in our community. And if you attend our events, our veteran events, Tom was one of the people working tirelessly behind the scenes to make it happen. On behalf of the entire Northampton Township Veterans Advisory Commission, we extend our deepest sympathies to Tom's family and loved ones. We thank them for sharing Tom with us so many years. His contributions will continue to be reflected in every ceremony we hold. Okay, Tom's service to our nation has ended, but his service to our community will never be forgotten. May he rest in peace. And he was a good business, very nice friend. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Supervisor Lombardo.
Thank you. Well, since July is the month for Parks and Recs, I'll start with Parks and Rec. The weather for Parks and Recs for the month of July hasn't been great with rain and with some smog from the Canadian fires. We've had a code red and a code purple. And just want to say Dr. Rose did an excellent job emceeing the Wall of Honor thing for Mr. Wade in a code purple. Yeah. So we were the only ones in the park. But we survived, and we made it and did a great job. Because of the cancellations, our concert series, our summer concert series had a couple cancellations, and just want to remind everybody that they're going to be rescheduled. So please, they're usually every Thursday. There's going to be one tomorrow, the 23rd. The Yacht Rock group is going to be there. Live music, the food, everything is going to be there. But we are going to reschedule the ones that were missed. So maybe a Tuesday. You might see a Tuesday as well as a Thursday coming up. So we got the 23rd. That's tomorrow. We got July 30th, Fabulous Grease Band. Are they still around? I guess. And then on August 6th, Gonzo. So those are the next 3 that are coming up, and the other ones, like I said, will be rescheduled. On July 14th, we had our special events coordinators, Kristen and Sarah. They took a bus trip, about 50 people, to the Nemours estate. This is a big estate, and they toured a mansion. They had beautiful gardens. They saw beautiful gardens, and they had a great lunch at the Firebirds Wood Grill wood fire grill. And they said it was great. They said the food was excellent, and it was a great trip. The other thing about Parks and Rec, we just ended our flag program for forgotten vets. In case anybody went by the Blue Park, as they call it, they were just taken up on Tuesday. It was a great event. I want to thank all the board here and all the administration, Bob and Bill and everybody here that helped support this. It went over very well. I was out there doing some work at the park. That I do in the afternoons, and I had so many people tell me about how great this was, and they really didn't understand it until they looked at it and read that 660 vets die of suicide each month. Hard to believe, but that's the number. So it went over really big, well received. I want to thank everybody, and I want to also thank the Veterans Committee, and Tom was initially part of that and part help supporting that and everything else. So he was a good man, and I wish he would have been here to see it. We used his mic and voice box for it too, just so you know. So that's it for Parks and Rec. In addition, now I want to go to the Senior Center. The Senior Center is doing very well. It is a hub of activity, continues to be that. We have classes, some new classes and returning classes, balance strength on Wednesdays, Spanish classes now. We're going to have a PA Health and Wellness Bingo on August 3rd. National Cookie Day on August 4th. I love that. And we're going to have a lottery ticket drawing on the 11th. So we have a lot of things going. We're also going to have an AARP Safe Driver course and estate planning presentation on the 14th. So the 14th is going to be a big day. So please get there. Please take a look at it. The membership drive that we're doing is going over very, very well. Just the other day I was there, and we got 5 new members in one day. Over 180 people were in the building on that day, and 5 of them were new members who just signed up. So it's going good. We also have a special at 2 o'clock every day. I won't tell you what it is. You can be surprised and go there and see it yourself. So. The only other thing is for the country club, Northampton Valley Country Club is doing very well. Golf is back, better than ever. So all I ask is that you please visit Tavern on the 10. It's a great place to eat. So please go, and hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Supervisor Moore?
Sure, thanks, Bob. Just a couple things. I have the Roses on Buck Road is a large housing development. That's going to have a model being built now, and that should be done over the next month or so. So the Roses will be a larger home built right on Buck Road. They're having the model built, and you'll see a lot more activity there. Russell Gardens, which was approved on New Road, that's going to start construction fairly soon also. That's going through the land development. That's going through all the process, got all the approvals, but they're going to start doing some work on that site too. And then there's a new site coming along. The Floral Funeral Home has land behind it that backs up to south. And the land behind it, there's going to be 3 new lots there. One lot's going to be 1.5 acres, another lot's going to be 2.7 acres, another one will be 3.8 acres. So it'll be 3 large houses put behind the Floral Funeral Home, right between that building and then south, that land back there. So that's going through land development right now, so we'll see what happens there. That's all I have.
Thank you. No reports for me this evening. We'll move to the manager's report. Mr. Pellegrino?
I have no report this evening.
All right. We'll move to the assistant manager's report. Mr. Ward?
I'll take his time. I got
Very well.
I have
He
3
yields his time to you.
announcements. I have 3 announcements tonight. One, first of its kind in the township, the National Night Out program. It's a partnership with the police department and the Park and Recreation Department. There's a graphic up on the screen. It'll be Tuesday, August 4th from 5:30 to 8:30 in Municipal Park. Come on out and meet all your first responders that will be in attendance. There'll be food and drinks and games and activities for the kids. So it's a full family event. It's a national event that's been throughout the country and locally. Many departments have done it. This is the first time our department's going to be participating. So see you on August 4th out at Municipal Park. Next is just an update. The 332 Connections Trail was referenced earlier this evening at the special presentations. That construction of the trail from Rockaway to St. Leonard's will begin mid-August and is anticipated to take about a month to complete. Also, I'm sure everyone has seen the expansion of the Richboro Sidewalk Program, Phase 2. All those extensions in Phase 2 are nearing completion and should be fully done by the end of the summer. So that completes my report.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
We'll move to the solicitor's report. We have Mr. Ferris here tonight.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. No report from the solicitor this evening. Thank you.
We'll move to the engineer's report. Ms. Fuller.
And no report this evening. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Now is the second opportunity for public comment. This is for non-agenda items. I see we have no one. And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Okay. I'll second that.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All right. Meeting adjourned.